to be able to attract women. Okay. However, having said that, that was a funny implication. Having said that, you are failing to recognize what I am trying to say. I walk you through these steps slowly but surely.
He keeps repeating himself over and over and over again. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. It's been too long with a new video, but we're back at it. This one is gonna be a little new, but maybe you guys are tired of it. Maybe you're not. You're not. I'm not, because I've been a fan for a long time. Judge me if you want. This one has to do with Andrew Tate and Hassan, both YouTubers. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Andrew Tate by this point. He's been recently blowing up on YouTube, but I've known about him for the last 3 years or so. This is a debate that he actually had on a Twitch stream, I believe, with Hassan. I've never seen it. Just came across it today, and I kind of want to save this so I can have a full, honest kind of commentary style thing, opinion on it, and share that with you guys. Let me know what you guys think, right? And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, I don't really know much about Hassan, but we'll see what it's like.
I've seen some of your work as you're doing the rounds on Twitch here, and
sorry, so I'm going to assume, obviously, the gentleman talking with the long hippie hair is this gentleman, Hassan. Obviously, we got Andrew Tate. I don't know who the other two are, but we just want to establish who everybody is, right?
And a lot of the things that you said that you've been called out on, specifically in regards to women driving, as a matter of fact, are just generally untrue. There's no empirical evidence to back up those.
Sorry, I'm going to pause it just to read kind of what it's saying. Okay. New York Times found that mouse travel trucks and business were involved in the largest number of fatalities. Bicycle riders were involved, but compared with women, male drivers of cars and vans had twice the rate of fatal accidents per mile driven. Male truck drivers had about 4 times the rate of women truckers, and men driving motorcycles almost 12 times the rate of women motorcyclists. For bus drivers. I mean, it says truck drivers. I would assume most drivers are men, though. That might have something to do with it, but I don't want to assume. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Those claims, which is why you resort to anecdotes quite frequently.
It's the New York Times.
Things like, oh, well, it's just common sense, right? But it's not technically common sense. It's just your personal opinion.
Completely. It's my personal opinion based on my personal biases of my life experience. And when I say, exactly. And when I say these things, X amount of people agree with me and X amount of people disagree with me. That's fine, and that's the same with nearly any statement in the world.
Okay,
I can say the world is round, and there'll be a percentage of people who disagree with me. That's totally fine. I come on here and talk about my own personal experiences, and my experiences men are better drivers than women. I'm not saying there's no good female drivers. I'm not saying a female can't.
No. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. There is a truth, and then there is your own personal experiences backed by anecdotes, right? Or your own personal opinion backed by anecdotes from your own personal experiences. Now, your own personal experiences are oftentimes going to be incorrect and not close to the reality. That's why there's an entire field of statistical analysis. That's why we do empirical. That's why we rely on empirical.
That I agree, right? Obviously, you do have to base. Everybody has their own experiences, but just because something may seem some way for you doesn't mean that it holds true in the grand scheme of things. For the most part, there are generalities that we live life off of. But if you have a generalization of some sort of prejudice that you hold, I think it's incumbent upon everybody to kind of dive into the research for themselves and see whether what their opinion is can be maybe proven in some sort of study, or if there's been some factual evidence to back up your opinion. If that's the case, then you can say, you know what, this isn't just my experience with a certain topic, right? This is true for most people. So let's keep going. I just want to touch on that.
Well, evidence when we're making decisions. Why? Because we all carry a bunch of personal biases, and when we analyze situations, we do not have enough scope to grasp the entirety of the situation. We cannot comprehend it with our human brains.
Bro, Listen,
Which is why, when it comes to women driving, it's a funny point because.
Sorry, I'm just gonna say this, but Tate looks annoyed, and I'll maybe it's my personal bias, but this gentleman, I'm guessing it's Hassan, right, with the long hair. He seems annoying. He's a type that like will talk, wait for you to talk, and then try to cut you off again. Uh, that seems annoying. I hope this doesn't continue because, yeah.
The truth is different. The truth is the exact opposite.
No. Listen. First things first. There's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics. I'm sure you've heard that from Mark Twain. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're deriving.
You can massage. Yeah, you can massage numbers, but
You're deriving your truth from an internet study. That's fine. You can derive your truth from an internet study on a bunch of different things. The truth of life is the truth that you experience as an individual. That is the only truth that we all live within. You live within your truth, I live within my truth, because these are the truths I've experienced as an individual. It's you. Certain things happen to you over and over and over and over and over again, but the truth on the internet says it's not true. That doesn't mean that your experiences are any less real. So if you come here and say the internet says X,
no, your experiences can be real. You could be a statistical anomaly, as a matter of fact. You could be one of those people, but more often than not,
because I keep letting you talk and you're finishing your point and I'm trying to talk. So,
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's. I'm sorry to say it, but that's annoying. Like the dude with the beads on his neck and looking like a hippie. Yeah, that's annoying. Just like talking over you. I would have just like.
I'm going to. The fact that you're going on the internet, finding some study and saying that this is the truth, especially after the age of COVID and all the fucking truth we were told with that.
Why does he keep combing his hair like a chick?
Garbage. You're going to sit here and say, oh, the internet said X. I'm sure the internet did. I'm talking about my personal experiences, and some people agree with me and some people do not. That is perfectly fine. Don't give a fuck if people agree with me or otherwise. People are listening to me and they're either agreeing with me or not.
I know, but you're still wrong, and that's the problem.
I disagree with you.
Do you want to be right, or do you want to keep speaking into a hug box where people agree with you, and then, well, if you just completely devalue empirical evidence, actuarial sciences, the entirety,
Let's make a brief distinction, though, because he keeps bringing up, so this study, what he's bringing up, is two completely different things, right? So far, what Tate has said is, I'm guessing he said that women were worse drivers, right? A lot of people shunned him for that, for saying that men were better drivers, because in his opinion, most of the stuff that he's encountered, that was the case, right? What he's saying, though, he's bringing up and trying to counter that by saying women, according to the study, are safer drivers, right? Now, if he wants to talk about like being correct and bringing forth truth, yeah, absolutely. You do have to back up your opinions with actual evidence in order for you to say this is the fact, this is reality, right? Not just my reality, what's my experiences, but just as a whole. However, he's not arguing that they're not safe drivers. He's arguing that they're not as good. And I think there's something to that. And this is a logical fallacy that people use because they'll take what you said and kind of like twist it with their own narrative. So, again, safe drivers and good drivers both can be equally true at the same time, right? The two things can be true at the same time. You can be a good driver while simultaneously not necessarily being or having been in an accident, right? Which in turns, by this definition, means that you're not as safe of a driver. I can speak from my personal experience that as someone who's been on the racetrack and have years of driving experience and all that stuff, I've been hit twice by drunk drivers, right? Which means that on my record, I've had 2 accidents. Which, with compared to somebody, for example, who hasn't been on the track, doesn't have that experience or driving experience, being on track or training or anything like that, if that person has spent their whole life on the street, never had an accident, never has been hit, that would be the safer driver. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're the better driver, right? So two things can be true at the same time. I think he's kind of trying to have this gentleman here, Hassan, is trying to have his moment of "I got you" type thing, right? Because there are a lot of people that are kind of going after Tate now. Not defending Tate, but at the same time, like I said, you do have to back up what you're saying based with actual studies. But I don't think the study is necessarily that. And I have something else to say, but we'll wait.
Insurance industry that relies on making these sorts of calculations to ensure that these quotes are as profitable as possible, which ends up charging men higher rates than women, is a statistical likelihood that men are more dangerous drivers than women across the board and get into more car accidents across the board. If you're going to look at all of that and say it doesn't matter because that does not correspond to my own personal experiences, then you're silly. You're being silly. You're being a silly person.
Again, being a good driver and being a safe driver is not the same.
We would have no scientific achievements on this planet. We would still be living inside of fucking caves. As much as I love Liver King personally, I don't think that that would be a good planet to live on. I'm pretty happy for, I don't know, all the medical achievements, all the scientific achievements that we have reached. And at the heart of all of that, all of those accomplishments lies an understanding of arriving at the truth through empirical evidence.
You done?
Yeah.
Cool. In my personal experiences, all of the car crashes I've been involved in, all the times my car was hit, and all the negative experiences I've had on the road, women were at fault. That is, now you can sit here and say the insurance claims say that. I never said the insurance claims don't say that. I'm saying that I am not comfortable with women driving because of my personal experience. Those are my personal experiences. You can drag up all the empirical evidence in the world you want to try and drag up. Anyone with a brain knows how that aids the world agendas anyway. I don't want to go too political on a string that's going to get taken down. So I'm not saying that I can't find a female race car driver. I'm not saying that.
That's not what I'm saying either. I'm not talking about like statistical
You need to stop
anomalies.
cutting them off,
I'm
though.
straight up talking about the overwhelming amount
You
of
can't have a
evidence that
conversation with
suggests
somebody who
that
keeps
women
trying
are
to
more
cut you off.
careful drivers than men. Okay? And therefore better drivers than men. You keep resorting back to your personal anecdotes. So let me walk you through this, right? Do you agree that human beings have biases?
Do me a favor.
Okay. But hey, I respected your time. Do you want to answer my question? Do you
He's
believe
not,
that human
though.
beings have biases?
He's not. He keeps talking over him.
Absolutely, we're all biased.
Okay.
Completely.
Do you think that those biases might cloud your judgment?
It's not about clouding judgment.
Not just your personal not just your
See
own
what I
personal
mean?
judgment. Do you think our
You ask him a
biases
question, won't let him
might
answer.
cloud our personal judgment?
I think every single person on earth is biased and lives within a biased
Absolutely.
reality.
That's absolutely true. If you
That's
agree
annoying.
with me on both of those accounts, you
That's really
understand that your anecdotes, your own personal accumulation of information, is going to be clouded by your own personal biases. So you're not going to be able to assess the information adequately in the same way that empirical evidence would. This is precisely why we look at data rather than
He's talking
make
a lot
arguments
without really
around
saying
our-
anything.
Wait, let
He's
me
just
finish.
repeating
Come on.
himself.
And what you're saying,
This is precisely why we do that.
We've gone over the same point like 5 times here.
everyone's saying
Yeah.
kick you. You're long-winded the point. You're saying that the empirical evidence is saying X, so it doesn't matter what my personal experience is. That's fine. My point is, let me change it. Let's say that the empirical evidence says that pit bull is more likely to bite you than a Dalmatian. But in your life experience, every time you went near a Dalmatian, it bit you, and a pit bull never did. Are you going to go up to a Dalmatian still completely and go, oh, it's fine, completely unbiased because the empirical evidence says X when you're covered in scars? No. You're going to say, Dalmatians bite me for some reason, and I'm not comfortable around Dalmatians. That's called human nature.
Okay.
So I'm telling you my personal experiences. I don't care. I understand your point. Empirical evidence says X. Women in this...
I don't know if you caught that or not, but it was basically what he's saying is, I mean, there's some degree of truth to it. He's acknowledging that perhaps his experience has been a certain thing that, in his experience, women weren't necessarily the best of drivers, right? And he's acknowledging that that's been true for him, right? He's not saying it is the truth objectively, but that's true for him. He's not really pushing that on anybody else. The way he put it, though, was like he said, right? If you had an experience where you know that statistically pit bulls are more likely to, let's say, to attack you, but your experience has been that Dalmatians are the ones that bitten you, right? Let's say you have 10 pit bulls and 10 Dalmatians, and pit bulls never bitten you once, right? All 10 of them never bitten you, but then on the other side, you've had 8 Dalmatians bite you. statistically for you, that hasn't been the case, right? That still doesn't mean that if you can encounter, like you said, with another Dalmatian, that you're gonna go ahead and say, "Oh, well, statistically, they're not gonna bite me. I'm still gonna go ahead and go." No, you're still gonna be wary of that, and based on what you've experienced, is that Dalmatian is more likely for you, anyways, for whatever reason, to bite you, right? So again, he's not doubting what the data is, and that's fine. But you're still going to be wary of this other thing, which I think is true. I don't really see an issue with that. I think that's a valid point.
Country can do X.
But please let him
get
talk.
That. But secondly, it's also countries. You're only talking about America because you're American. You don't see outside of the world. That's fine.
I'm Turkish, actually. I grew up in Turkey.
That's not the point. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is I'm uncomfortable with a woman driving, and if you actually ask most women, if it gets late at night, or it starts getting dark, or it starts raining heavily, or the parking gets difficult, they usually ask the man to drive themselves. I know many women who do that. They're not offended by my assumption. I know loads of women who go, "Oh, I don't want to park. You park it." There's not a bad thing about it. Who gives a shit, right? It's not even a big deal. You've come on here deciding you really want to stick up for the chicks, and maybe one of them will drive over to your house. It's cool. We've got better things.
I don't think I look. Let's be real. I don't think I need to be a male feminist to be able to attract women. Okay. However, having said that, that was a funny implication. Having said that, you are failing to recognize what I am trying to say. I walk you through these steps slowly but surely.
He keeps repeating himself over and over and over again. That somebody who doesn't necessarily have a point that they themselves have come up with, no, like where it's an original thought. When they haven't come up with that thought themselves, they will just stick to that point and repeat that point and beat it into your head because they have nothing else to back it. They have their own. They haven't developed their own thoughts and opinions on that subject matter because they don't know where else to take it or where to go. So that's what it seems to me that he's doing is. A lot of just continuously trying to beat it into him, and talking. It's annoying. Can you really be scared of someone with hair like that?
The thing is, the Dalmatian example that you gave is great because you are creating now a hypothetical scenario in which you want your opponent to concede. I can do the exact same thing and say, well, in my personal experience, Dalmatians never bite, or pit bulls never bite, whichever one you thought was the more aggressive breed, right? In my personal experience, what if in a million times that I have bred pit bulls or been around pit bulls, not a single one of them has ever been aggressive? We will never be able to arrive at a meaningful solution or a resolution to this conversation if we're both operating on personal anecdotes and hypotheticals. That is not how you can conduct an appropriate debate.
Good. So now you're saying
I don't think he doesn't know.
I have my own biases, my personal experiences, and I say them. Some people disagree, and some people agree, and I don't care. You
Yeah.
now come along.
But you're still wrong, though, because I'm not operating on biases when I talk about women.
Why? I don't see the pressure of why having to prove. Like, why so adamant about proving Tate wrong, right? Like, we each have our opinions and things, but like he's adamant about really having kind of getting that gold star. And what's funny is I'm looking through his channel. There's a lot of that, right? Kind of clickbait. I got Tate, or I sent him running through a debate, or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe he's doing it for clout, right? That I don't know. Whatever.
Women driving. I'm talking about the empirical evidence. I might have personally thought women are worse at driving than men as well. But once you arrive at, once you look at the evidence and you realize that said evidence suggests something else, you're probably not going to continue believing the prior thing that you believed, right?
We went over the same point like 5 times.
Exactly.
I know, but it's just weird because I can't I can't break through Andrew's
I understand your point. You're saying that
walls here.
We're losing the girl.
No, exactly. I won't talk to her. He said, even if I thought women were worse drivers, I've seen empirical evidence, and I'm so smart that I ignore my own eyes and ears and believe what the internet tells me. That's
not what I'm asking you to do, my friend.
I'm sure you're double vaccinated. It all makes sense to me now. You believe what you're told to believe. You don't believe your own eyes, you don't believe your ears, and that's when you're going to sit here and talk about empirical evidence that you found on Google. Cool. If you believe everything that's on Google, that is your prerogative, my friend. If you think that makes you sound smart in the modern world after the 3 years you've just been through, to say that I read a piece of paper that tells me to believe X, so I believe X, and I ignore my own personal experiences. And you think
I'm not asking you to ignore your own personal experiences. I'm simply asking you to look at the data.
So let's change the subject because you just proved it.
Okay, Andrew, do you believe? Well, I didn't. You didn't really prove anything, but it's cool. Do you believe the Earth is flat, or do you believe the Earth is spherical, round?
I'll be his headphones on.
Oh, he took his headphones off.
He gets very stressed sometimes, and
Yeah, it's cool. It's important, you know. Sometimes you can't take the heat. Sometimes you can't take the heat, so you gotta get out of the kitchen a little bit. Andrew, do you believe the Earth is flat or round, spherical, globe? You believe it's round, right? But when you walk outside, it feels like it's flat.
Where's it going with
and
this?
It looks flat, it feels flat, but you believe it's round. Why do you believe the Earth is round?
Because I have personal experience that would prove to me that the Earth is round.
Oh, you have personal experience. What
Yeah.
happened? Did you go up to the fucking moon? Is that how you figured it out?
I'm sorry, but what the fuck? Like, what is he trying to get at? I see what the point he's trying to make, right? Is your experience is that for the common person, the world is flat. But anybody who's ever been on a plane, on a boat, in the ocean, in a tall building, even on land, like, there are things that let you know that the world is round, right? He's trying, again, he seems like he's trying to get that "I got you" moment, right? Kind of like put that gold star on his belt or whatever. Like, someone like that is like, it's annoying.
Actually, I flew up into space.
I feel stressed just listening to him, and he's not even talking to me.
That's crazy. Okay, you don't have to. Hey, listen, you don't have to concede on that point, but I think you and I both understand the importance of scientific, the importance of empirical evidence in that one.
Let him talk, please. Let him talk. What's the point? I don't understand people who want to debate somebody, and then you get to that point, and then all you want to do is just have like verbal vomit. Because he's talking a lot without saying much.
Science.
I saw it there, and I thought, wow, this guy, okay, he's gonna ruin the stream. We had a hot chick. Now
Oh,
you're
did
here.
you? Is that what you thought?
Just chill out. Like,
It's
I
a
don't wanna
little,
argue
wait,
about
so what's up? Is it a little bit more difficult when I'm not like the traditional like SJW looking person? Is that why it
He
feels like
is an
the stream
SJW
is a
looking
little bit more
person.
ruined?
No, it's not difficult. As a professional, I'll tell you the conversation we just had.
Yeah, dude, you've been kicked in the face and stuff. Like I'm sure you can handle little old me.
Exactly. So,
At AAPC, medical coding students are 3 times more likely.
Sorry. What did you get in here? With AAPC, you have.
so I'll tell you as a professional the conversation we just had. I said I am biased and I don't believe women can drive. That's my personal experience. I don't care if anyone agrees.
Oh.
You came along and said, don't interrupt me. You came along and said, no, that's not true because of the evidence. I came and said, I don't care about the evidence, my personal experience. You said, I also have personal experiences and we're all biased. I agreed. Then you said, even if I had personal experiences that said X, I would ignore them because the internet told me to believe Y. I believe what I'm told.
That's not what I said. I said
it's
that
over.
regardless of my own personal biases that I might have, evidence is still more important than my personal biases.
When you guys are both talking at once,
And it's boring, and you've lost, and it's boring. So let's just
Oh.
move on to the next subject.
Is that
'cause it's one
is that what happens? You just say I'm boring and I lost, and then you win. Is that what it is?
Do a poll in the chat. And if you won, then we'll continue to talk it. But I'm sure you've lost, and it's boring.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
boring.
he just
you want me to leave the
continuously
conversation
repeat
that
himself.
desperately, Andrew? It seems like you're running away a little bit.
oh, we're just going in a never-ending circle.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah, we can move on from that. We can move on from the the importance of science and Andrew's personal biases. Andrew, can you tell me a little bit about the Hustlers University, whatever that is? Not in a promotional capacity. I know that like you're doing the rounds on Twitch, and I know that that's probably giving you a big boost. But I want to understand, you know, because you are a businessman. I want to understand how you generate revenue. Is it okay to get this information for free, or do I have to pay $50 and then maybe get an affiliate link and get other people to also join, so I can make a 10% cut off of them also joining Hustlers University?
You can find everything on the website, and you can join if you want more information. That's fine.
If you don't want to share this information for free right now. You don't want to educate me on that.
I don't want to sit here and spend the next hour you trying to accuse me of some bullshit.
I'm not. I'm here to learn. Andrew, you are a brilliant mind. Maybe
The condescending and presumptuous, like how presumptuous he is. Like again, it just seems like he's just trying to get that "I got you" moment, like just clout chasing. Basically, that's what the vibe that I get from him.
be a little
Just
rattled,
clout chasing.
maybe a little rattled from the numerous concussions, but brilliant nonetheless. So I want to hear more about your business strategy, if possible.
actually quite interesting that people who are too scared to get in the ring try and make fun of people who have bravery. Try and make fun of.
No,
people.
I do think it's very brave. I do think it's very brave.
Oh, all right. So let's not detract the bravery of men who do things they're afraid to do. That's the first thing.
No. You are absolutely incredibly brave. You still might have CTE, but you are incredibly brave. I appreciate it.
I mean, whatever. It's fine.
Condescending tone, like it's childish, right? It's like a troll, basically.
The point I'm trying to make is, I know you want to sit here and talk about hate you and try and break it down, and you've prepared a bunch of notes, etc.
I have no notes whatsoever. I'm a dumbass. I don't know anything I'm talking about.
Let
I'm
him
simply
talk.
here to learn from you.
Yo, can we stop with the sarcastic shit and just have an actual
No, I'm literally. But that's the
Bro,
truth.
you're being so sarcastic though. Like, why are you being so sarcastic?
I'm not. I'm literally.
Bro, you
Oh,
just said
come
like
on.
10
Come
things
on.
that were
Come on. I'm
Yes.
asking questions.
You're
Hassan,
being sarcastic. Like, listen.
Hassan, please. It's pretty clear that I was the better Hassan. So
Yeah, that's agreed. I agree with that one.
if you could just get out the call, maybe it would fix the stream.
I think so.
Would
Boring,
you guys,
man.
if you guys would like me to leave the call, I can do that. I don't want to
Hey,
be. I don't want to be
I
rude.
gotta get back to work.
I'm watching this video.
I do not want to be rude, boys. This is your stream. Andrew, I'd love to talk to you in more detail if you'd like to. I hope that one day you can educate me on your revenue strategies. I mean, it does look a little bad though if you feel as though I should leave the call because you feel like I'm overpowering you a little bit.
You should stay on the
Overpowering?
call.
No, you're
I think you should
annoying.
be more socially aware.
I'm gonna say this once. He argues the way a lot of women argue by trying to shame you for thinking something or calling you names, right? Instead of attacking the argument, you attack the person, which is an ad hominem attack, right? A logical fallacy, basically. He's just that's what a lot of people who get really emotional, that's what they'll do, is they'll try to get some ruse out of you, some sort of reaction, for a more clickbait type thing, right? You got other people on the stream, other people listening, and like, obviously, and they're telling him you're annoying. And for you to sit there and then act that way and say, oh, if you're scared, if you're fearful, right? It's like when you get into a debate in some of these other videos, women will have a sort of contention with a certain topic or opinion, something that's being discussed. And for example, they say, oh, well, you're too scared. You're intimidated by a strong woman or a strong independent woman, right? And it's like, no, it has nothing to do with intimidation. It's just not something that I like personally or whatever the case is. But then they say, no, you're intimidated. No, you're fearful. No. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, no, you are. Because they're trying to kind of bring you down to their level. And what I would say is, when you do encounter that, you have to kind of hold frame and realize what's going on and that somebody's trying to get some sort of reaction out of you. Which, I mean, to me, if you ask me, like, he's like their troll, basically, right? Condescending and presumptuous. Like, I guarantee, you put me, like, in a debate with him, with this fine male feminist, I would easily call him out on all his BS because it's clear, right? When you're trying to kind of throw a line out and hoping somebody bites so that you can have your moments of, I got him.
I am. Well, is that a bad question? Do you not educate thousands of young men about your business strategies? I want to know more.
Okay, I want you to be more socially aware and understand that since you've joined the stream, everyone's begging for you to leave. The vibe's down. It's boring. It's late at night for me. I came here to have fun. You're being boring. No one thinks you're cool. No one thinks you're intelligent. No one thinks you're funny.
I don't think I'm cool or intelligent. I just have questions, and you're not answering them for some reason.
No, I don't
Why
have
are
to
we
answer
derailing?
I don't have to answer your questions. You're not the police. I don't have to answer your
No, not at all. No, I am not the UK police nor the Romanian one. I'm simply asking you questions about your business strategy, which you literally educate people on. I just want to know how you do growth and revenue. Why can't I be a hustler? I want to be a hustler like you.
Just join?
I want to be a top G, a top bloke,
See, now you're
a
being
proper bloke.
You can find out more on the website. I would like the stream to get fun again. If you want to discuss this,
You don't think your educational content is fun for people to consume?
I think
That's
everyone
annoying.
should get it. Read the
I'm
chat.
sorry,
You guys have the chat on your stream.
I did want to watch the rest of this, but this is just utterly annoying. Whoever this gentleman is just it's annoying. His I can't. I can't. This is like really, really bad. This is like having a dog just continuously yapping and telling like, all right, relax, 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 stop, so try it, and just continuously yapping. That's what it sounds like. So this little like emote of this dog in the corner is very, very fitting. I'm gonna try to watch a couple more seconds, see if this goes anywhere. If
You
not,
want me to leave that bad?
I'm done.
If you want me to leave that bad, I'll leave.
You're just being. I mean, listen. I'm just a messenger, but you're just kind of like being sarcastic.
I'm not. I'm literally not. I promise. I swear to Allah that I want to know.
I'm just saying, was it sarcastic? Don't even. You can't even commit to that.
None of what I have mentioned is sarcastic. I truly would like to know more.
Was it sarcastic?
85% kick. 85%. No one thinks you're funny or interesting or witty. Your little comebacks, no one's interested in them. You haven't won anything.
It's okay. It's okay, Andrew. If you want, we can have a conversation again. We can have a conversation again in the future if you'd like. If you're brave enough, I guess.
If you're
It's
brave
an
enough.
affiliate program. For some people, they want to affiliate, like everything else in the world. We have over 100,000 students making more than they invest each month. If they didn't make more than they invest, they wouldn't sign up. One of the most successful online educational platforms in the
Is it?
industry.
Are there multiple layers?
You know how to make some money yourself if you want to join and have more information. It's all on cobratate.com. You can find out yourself. If you're too cheap to pay $50, then you're broke.
I see what he's trying to say. He's trying to insinuate it's like a Ponzi scheme, like right, like a. I see what he's saying. Kind of like those people that used to sell Avon, right? You would buy, and then if you were able to recruit others, then you would get a cut, right, for recruiting, and it just becomes this Ponzi scheme. But again, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with it. Obviously, I'm not signed up for HU. But I mean, if he is genuinely curious, if he genuinely wants, and he's not being sarcastic as he says, if he genuinely is curious, I don't think $50 is too much to ask for to find out if what he's really running is his game. That's just my opinion. If it's really that important to you, then you would. But it's not. You're just trying to have a clickbait moment, and that's why you keep bringing it up. So, I mean, he continues to say, I want to keep having a conversation with you or a debate with you if you're not scared. Hey, if you watch this, I would gladly have one with you about any topic.
Nobody gives a shit what you think anyway. You've ruined the stream. Everyone wants you out of it. So either change tune and get with the program and be fun, or keep sitting there and talking sarcastic and really slowly and repeating yourself, talking about how you only believe what you see on the internet, because no one really gives a fuck, and it's boring. So let's move on to some fun. Let's get the tempo up. I've just told you I hate you. We do have an affiliate program. You can find out more on cobratate.com.
Yeah. It is. So okay, so it is a multi-level marketing scheme. Got it. I just wanted to figure out if it was truly a pyramid scheme. It would be inappropriate of me to assume that it's a pyramid scheme without having you explain it in such terms. But thank you. All right, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm game.
You're welcome to affiliate anytime you like, friend. It's no problem.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on because this dude he's lame, my friends. Let's
All
get
right,
this.
yeah. Listen, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna bring in another guest now.
All right, peace, boys. Have fun, Andrew. I'm always open to talk to you, my friend, if you'd like to.
We'll have another conversation.
Thank you, my friend.
Have a good night.
That was bullshit. I've never seen a man act so hysterical. I thought he was such a fucking big boy. What happened?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for doing that to you guys. I'm sorry that I did it to myself. God, this dude is annoying. Like, I guarantee 100% certainty he would not talk to any type of way like to Tate or anybody else for that matter like that, like in person. That's like a common criticism that I've had is the internet's great and it's allowed people to have kind of voice their opinions and giving everybody the voice, and I'm all for freedom of speech regardless of whether you agree with stuff or not. I think it is highly protected and everybody should have it. However, right, there are just some people that just like to hear themselves talk and offer of no real value, which is what I felt what he did there. He's annoying. He's annoying. He's not he tried to get his "I got you" moment, and then like I said at the end, he was kind of insinuating that he kind of did, but did he? Did you really? No, I don't think so. Anyways, I hope you guys aren't as annoyed as I am. I'm gonna go and kind of, like the title says, walk it off, right? Because, goddamn, Hassan, You need some work, buddy. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any disagreements or anything, thoughts, whatever you guys want to comment, by all means, please do so. Help out the channel, subscribe, like, share. You know, the usual. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Have a good weekend. Peace out.